Okay, we have Edgardo giving his end of year, his very first end of year presentation. We have a guest online as well. As I mentioned before, I will monitor the chat and I'll also monitor the weight room. You have about 10 or 15 minutes to give your presentation, go through the slides, and then we will offer some feedback, questions, comments, and I have somebody else join us. All right, so take it away.
Thank you.
You're about your year.
Hello, everybody who's here today. Thank you so much. Like Assistant Meyer mentioned, my name is Edgardo Ramirez, and I am a first-year top scholar here at UT San Antonio. I am currently pursuing a bachelor's of civil engineering with a minor in business administration. So we get right into my end of the year report. First, starting off with knowledge. Throughout this past 2 semesters, my year leading into college, I've had the privilege to enrich my knowledge in many different ways. One of them being coding. This past semester, I have been taking a coding class called Data Analysis and Visualizations. This has given me proficiency in coding software called MATLAB. So I've learned to code in that way, and I look forward to learning how to code in different ways as I move on with taking numerical methods and so forward. One of my biggest things that I've done this year so far has been my internship. I have been fortunate enough to now intern at Pay Dawson, which is a civil engineering company located here in San Antonio. I would love to talk about this more since my progress through Pay Dawson has been quite extensive. Coming out of high school, I had an internship set up with Pay Dawson because throughout my senior year of high school, I was in a program called ISM. That program allowed me to mentor under a civil engineer whose name is Buddy, is that person right next to me in that picture. Buddy was my mentor throughout all of my senior year, and he showed me a lot of different phases of civil engineering that I wasn't aware of. And then at the end of our mentorship, he offered me the opportunity to come intern at Big Dawson as a technical intern. So I interned that summer. I interned in land development, specifically in residential land development. This included with me basically developing the land, which included sewage, water design, tree plant allocation, all those things. Everything that comes with land development, I got to see, even just like earthwork and so on and so on. And it really opened up my eyes to seeing that I really wanted to pursue civil engineering because originally I wasn't sure what engineering I wanted to pursue. So that internship really focused me down on what I wanted to do. So it was a great opportunity. And not only that, I gained skills like know how to code, not how to code, knowing how to work on Civil 3D, which is an Autodesk application that not a lot of people get to learn so early on. So it gave me a lot of knowledge on how to be able to manage that AutoCAD desktop for sure. And then throughout my last 2 semesters here at UC San Antonio, I've been part of EPICS. EPICS is a course that's offered here as an experience at UTSA. And because of EPICS, I found the opportunity to do 3 different minor projects. One of them being an autonomous car. That autonomous car was able to just by itself, as you turn it on, it would be able to drive. And then through a sensor, it would be able to detect if there were obstacles in its way and maneuver itself out of the way. As well as a battle bot, I've recently now finished the design for a Bluetooth connected automobile that is just Bluetoothly wired and I can control it with the controller. And then finally, for our end of the year project for EPICS, my team chose to design a fish feeder. Funny story behind this, the issue derived from me because I have a fish that I would bring to campus. However, during winter break, I had to take him back home because of the fact that my fish could no longer be on campus without me coming back every single day to feed him. Since that wasn't a possibility during the winter break, I took him back. And I realized that was an issue. So for the year project, we decided to just make a fish feeder that would feed my fish automatically every single day, which is dispense food at a given time. So that will kind of derive from my issue. So those are the things I've done so far in knowledge. Moving forward into leadership, there's been truly 2 things that I've stood out in leadership positions. I'll really have to mention, really go deep into Engine Borders here at UT San Antonio. Going all the way back, huge shout out to an alumni top scholar, Edith. Edith originally is the person that talked to me about EWB as she was the project manager for the organization before I was even here and told me about how great the organization was. And then it so happened that an event I went to while still being in the process of being admitted into UT San Antonio, I met the org there and I met the current president, Chris Leacock, and Braden, who was also the past president. So since then, before even coming to UT San Antonio, I knew I wanted to get involved in EWB. My first semester, I was a member. I got active as soon as it started. I would go through every project meeting, and then officer applications rolled around, and I applied. And I was able to become an assistant project manager for the project. Then later on in this semester, I was made the project manager. Now I know a lot of you are wondering, what is WB? What do they do? EWB is a nonprofit organization that establishes different chapters around the nation, just a bunch of academic chapters and professional chapters. Academic chapters means chapters at a university. Professional chapters mean just a professional company takes on the chapter. We have two chapters here. One is here at UT San Antonio, and then the other chapter is at a paid Dawson company in here in San Antonio. So now what we do once you're established a chapter is you go and you pick a project. There's a bunch of different just villages and communities around the world that ask help from Engineers Without Borders, right? We have been tasked with a project in Biagini, is located in Cameroon, Africa. My project is a water service and clarification, you could say. Basically, the goal of our project is to provide clean and consistent water to a community of over 3,000 people. Unfortunately, because of the current situation, they only have 3 shallow wells that occasionally run dry. And because they run dry, they lack water throughout parts of the year, as well as once we tested for the most of the water quality testing for all those 3 wells, we found that all those 3 wells were also microbiologically contaminated. So that's what we assessed. So now the plan moving forward is we're going to be drilling a well in Cameroon. The plan is to drill a 100-meter well to tap into a deep aquifer, and that well will be electrically pumped through solar panels, will be the source of energy, into a water tower, and then we'll use that water tower and the gravity from the water tower to dispense the water through a water line in different parts of the village. So as a project manager, I've been tasked with the job of project managing this entire project. So this means me hosting different meetings throughout the week. I host 2 project meetings on Mondays and Thursdays, where we tackle just different things associated with the project. This could be like this week, we're writing a letter to the community so that we can come to terms on the land ownership of where the project is going to be located, things like that. I've also, in last week, I hosted a CAD workshop to show my fellow members, hey, here's how CAD works, so that when we have to do drawings in CAD for this project, you'll have an idea of what's going on. So that's been my involvement. And then as well, becoming an officer, I am also tasked with going to different events, like fundraiser events. For example, in March, we hosted something called March Madness, where we had a basketball competition here at UTSA. Shout out to Ishwar, who went and played. He got first rounded, but it's okay. He did great. But thanks for again, just going to different events and doing fundraising, because like I mentioned, we're a nonprofit organization. So all the money that we get is either some money from the college. We reach out to sponsors. We have sponsors that come and sponsor us, people that donate money to us. So that has been my leadership with EWB. And I'll talk a little bit more about them during my service as well. Now, for the College of Plessy Ambassador, I was fortunate enough to be College of Ambassador, and I have my senior ambassador actually here today, Jose. So again, huge shout out to Jose. If y'all aren't aware of what a College Ambassador is, basically, the College of Plessy, which is the College of Engineering here at UTSA, has people that work for them in the form of either recruitment or just helping out at events. Like we're running preview day. We're there and we give tours around the engineering buildings, as well as just help anybody who has any questions about admissions and coming into the college and how the college works. So throughout the semester, I just do different events, accumulating for a total of 30 hours in which I help with that. So I got an opportunity to meet a lot of great people. It has been a great opportunity, and then I look forward to continuing to do that in the future. It has really also given the ability to network, frankly. A lot of these events, a lot of faculty and different faculty get to go, because that's the whole point of recruiting, right? We bring different faculty, and I've gotten to talk to a lot of these faculty. So it's been very enriching talking to them and be able to network with them. So yeah. Now on to service. There's 2 or so different top scholar service opportunities that I've done. Adopted Spot is one of them. Again, huge shout out to Ishwar. Ishwar has been my adopted spot both times this year. So Adopted Spot has been great. I honestly personally love Adopt a Spot because I feel like it's the greatest way for me to start my Saturday morning. It forces me to wake up early and just go outside. So it's really fun. Just kind of gets me to get active, and then I get to also just share it with other top scholars. And part of it that's so great is like all top scholars are really, really busy. So sometimes you don't really get to talk to your senior top scholars or your junior top scholars because they're like either busy doing a lab or maybe they went away semester, so on and so on. So you never really get to talk to them. And Alpha Spot gives you that good time to just catch up while you're helping the community. So I really love Alpha Spot for that. And then I've also gone to different service events like the food bank that we hosted. I've gone to those kind of things. I know me, Bree, Ishwar, and even Alvin were also there. So it was a really good time. We just helped sort out food so that I could be given out of food drive. So that was great. And then EWB. EWB counts as a service project because all this that we're doing is completely just serving the community, right? Now that's what I want to talk about for two different service projects, which are Guatemala and Cameroon. I've already mentioned Cameroon and my involvement with that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But going on to Guatemala, our last project that we had as a board was Guatemala. That project was started in 2019. However, due to COVID, a lot of connection, a lot of things were lost. And by the time I joined the organization now, we were closing out the project. So we're having our last phase of the project, with our monitoring and evaluation. Basically, we send someone back to the community and they assess all the things that we have built. They'll do water pressure testing and all those kind of things to make sure that, hey, what is built is good, there's nothing broken. Okay, we can close out the project, right? That way, in case something breaks further down, we understand if it's reliable or not, and so on and so on. However, because we had a project recently there, since we gave our money for our project to be finished, we still had $10,000 left in our account in Guatemala. So what we're choosing to do with that $10,000 is we're potentially going to partner with the University of Oklahoma State with a service project that they have right now in Guatemala as well. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a really great opportunity for the org to really grow because now we have two projects under our name, right? We're going to be currently working on two different projects that are both going to be at a high budget. To my understanding, the project that we will potentially be collaborating is the building of a school, which is really, really exciting because so far, UT San Antonio has only been able to do water sort of projects. So to be able to do a structural sort of project is really, really huge. That's something that a lot of our members have been really wanting. So it's a really, really good opportunity for us to pursue, while still, again, holding down a completely different project and a completely different content, right? And then with Cameroon, with projects being in Cameroon, we have the opportunity to travel to Cameroon. So I was part of the travel team to be able to go to Cameroon in this May. Like I mentioned, this May, the plan was to enact phase one, which would be drilling the well, and then we were going to install a manual hand pump. That way to get some sort of access to the water in that well until we have the funds to complete phase two. That was going great. We were doing all the steps. I want to say a huge, huge thank you to the top scholars. I submitted enrichment funding for this, and thank you to Assistant Dean Meyer, Ms. Foster, for helping us so much finding tickets and all the different things that they did and all the funding they provided. When we were going on that process, unfortunately, we found out recently, maybe I would say a week ago, that unfortunately Delta is no longer flying to Cameroon because they cannot go over a certain country. So unfortunately, we will no longer be traveling to Cameroon. So we will be missing out on that experience. But at the end of the day, what really matters to me is the fact that these people are still going to get the project done, right? But it's still going to continue remotely. So I always want to kind of include a little setback that I've had throughout the year, right? So that was a setback, but we're going to persevere, move forward, and the plan is to just do that trip remotely to make sure that the people get what they were promised. So there's that. And then now moving forward to fun things I've done. There's definitely a lot. I've tried to accumulate little hobbies throughout the year. Let's see, this is about pottery. Okay, so I did a pottery class for a month, the whole month of February. I'll go once a week for 2 to 3 hours to throwing gold. And there, basically, the first 2 times was just me being able to just throw. I know you're like, what does throw mean? Basically, you have the wheel, then you get like the pottery, it's wet, you like actually building it. So that was a really fun experience, and I got to do that, which is great. Then you get to do trimming. You trim the pottery, like you can see in that picture right there. That's my pot when I trimmed it, so I can make it have a nice little like lit thing that I would stand on. That part was really, really fun. I think that was my favorite part about it, truthfully. And then at the end, you soak them in this chemical that you eventually put in a kiln that puts it at like a really high temperature and a really, really pretty color comes out. So I got to make 4 different pieces out of that, and then I gave the 4 pieces away, so I don't have any of them. I gave them to my mom, my grandma, and like some other people. So that was really, really fun. I like going on hikes. Me and my cousin go on hikes like every other weekend now. We're really trying to get into hiking, so huge shout out to my hikers out there. It's really, really fun. They're like me. I go to Government Canyon a lot. I don't know if y'all are aware of Government Canyon. It has some nice trails and it's like really close by. It has like dinosaur footprints on there. So if you want to see dinosaur footprints, there you go. I don't think if you just see them, you recognize their dinosaur footprints, but you know, they said they are. There's a little sign. So it's a really fun experience. And then family is a really huge part. My family is kind of split up right now because I have both my sisters in Houston, because one of them is in medical school in Houston, and the other one went to go live with him. So both my sisters are over there, while my mom and dad are here. So I'm very often going to Houston back and forth, like every other probably like at least like once a month I'm in Houston. So I go see my family. Right there's a little picture with my niece. I love my niece. She's gonna turn 2 years old in August. She's still a little baby. I really love her. She means a lot to me. And then jazz music. Like I said, I like going to little fun places. I really recommend this jazz bar. Basically, it's at the Pearl. It's underneath one of the places where you can get a lot of food from. It's a really great time. It was honestly awesome time I spent there. I really recommend. I'm trying to live by a new motto that a friend taught me. Shout out to Alessandro. Your city's not boring. You are. San Antonio's not boring. There's a lot of fun parts of San Antonio. Check them out. And then film. I joined a little side project that is still in the works with my friend Alessandro. So got kind of stepped out of my comfort zone, did something that I haven't really done in a really long time. And we'll see how that turns out. But it was really fun. I did it recently, I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago now. So that's really, really fun. And then huge shout out to the Top Scholar Retreat. Look, going to this retreat, I didn't know what I was going to expect and what I was going to get out of it. And I think I literally got so much more out of it than I could have ever imagined. It was genuinely such a fun time. Not even just the opportunity to get to zip line and go on all the different challenging courses, but even just a team building activity, I definitely learned a lot from it and seeing how to work better in a team. So that was really, really fun. So those are the things I like to do for fun. And then now we're gonna move forward to my summer plans. I do have 4 plans this summer. I will keep pretty busy. Peyton Dawson has given an opportunity to come back. So I will be coming back to Peyton Dawson this summer. However, I will not be going into residential land development. Instead, they're switching me over to commercial. They want me to get the experience. My boss texted me literally a few days ago. He's checking up on me and seeing how I was doing. He's like, hey, and just basically the way it's just worked for the company and where we need help right now is in commercial land development. So I'll be going over that team. And truthfully, that's a win-win scenario because for them to get an intern that already has experience, so I'll be able to take on more workload than a regular intern. And then for me, it gives me the experience that now when I go to present myself to professionals, hey, I don't only just know residential land development, I also know commercial land development, which I feel like when you look at civil engineering as a whole, you think about where even is land development? So if you have civil engineering, then you have transportation engineering, structural engineering, environmental engineering, then you will also have water resources, and then you have land development. So you have 5 different parts within civil engineering, and land development splits into 2, commercial and residential. And I promise you, it's completely different. It's a completely different project.
I'm gonna give you a time check.
Okay. So that's my plans for that. And then I will be taking some summer classes. Static is the class that I will be taking just so I can continue my pathway. And then I will be joining ASRAP, which is a research opportunity here at UTSA. And then finally, I will continue working with Tennessee College ambassadors over the summer and doing some hours with them and attending events with them. So I believe that will be kind of it, apart from the fall plans that I have. Really short and sweet. I will be studying abroad this upcoming fall in Spain, Madrid, for an engineering program over there, and I will be taking engineering courses whilst away in Madrid. And then that's really it. So thank you all for coming to the presentation. I don't know if any of you have any questions about what I presented, but feel free to ask.
job. You had a good year. I, as a first year student, I think, I'm gonna give you a little bit of constructive thoughts. In addition to just saying, I think you had a really good year, and it's great to see what you've accomplished. I, also want to just encourage you to continue to polish what it is you're doing and narrow that so that you're not over committing, and so that you can do very well at the things that you're doing, because you're doing a whole lot, and I think you're doing well at them. But sometimes being able to focus and really go very deep into what you're doing can be helpful. And I'm sorry that Cameroon did not work out.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I do also think that there's a great growth opportunity here with how you can make a difference even if you can't physically be there. Because sometimes that happens, especially if you want to work on something that's really, really big. Sometimes you can't get there. But good job. It's been great to get to know you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Any other question? What's up, Rita? I really want to see like how the school system works over there. Like I don't know, because like I know it'll only be like one through like it'll be only like Monday through Thursday. So I don't know like how long the classes will be. And then like I wonder like will technology be as involved as it is here? Like it's a more traditional teaching. So that part will be great. And like thankfully I'll be going with Zach. So me and Zach will also get to see all of Spain. So that part will be great too. Yeah. That's part of it. What's up, Bishop?
Yeah, I was gonna say like outstanding job, you know, a lot of good things, especially with engineering borders that came with plugs. So, way to go and
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good being here, Edgardo. I'm glad to let you go in a professional setting through a master's and also through a more personal way. It's like hanging around the makerspace. I can see you're very driven, very determined, and very like well spoken. It's very impressive to have that as a freshman. I know I wasn't like that my freshman year, and I know it's just gonna keep going from there. And yeah, keep up the good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're all good. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Have a very good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.